Hey there folks, rinimt here, and welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV Endwalker. In the last part, we did the Aether Font, and we had to get our stuff delivered here to Garlemald, but now the locals are being resistant to the idea of reactivating Tower of Babil so we can stop Golbez. Anyways, the Fallen Empire. Since their excellencies are resolved to negotiate with the contingent, I will escort them to Tertium. I'll also instruct Alphino and Alizé to meet us there. Lord Metius, Lord Neas, by your leave, my comrades and I would speak with the residents of Senatus. Though the Ilzabar contingent holds the Tower of Babil, it is I who wishes for it to be reactivated, and thus I think it meet that I be present for this discussion. Yet my understanding of your people's hardships, of their hopes and desires, of their dreams for the future, is sorely lacking. In my ignorance, I would struggle to contribute. Lest you worry, I will not plead our case to the community in your absence. I wish only to identify common ground upon which we might build a relationship that sees us overcome our differences. Very well, but know that the guards will not hesitate to escort you from the premises should they judge your actions to be inappropriate. If it's settled in, you should all head to Senatus. I'll join you there after I see their excellencies safely to Tertium. Really? You're gonna make me travel just after I started? Fine. It's way over there. Fine. Here it is, Senatus, a temporary refuge for political dignitaries, hence the tight security. I'm given to understand that outsiders are not normally permitted to so much as a glimpse inside, which consider ourselves fortunate to be given this opportunity. I hope it will be worth the trouble. As do I, Zero. As do I. To begin, I propose we split up and ask the residents for their views on the Ilzabar contingent and the current state of affairs. We should also do well to learn more about this enclave itself. Should you observe anything of note, pray keep it in mind. It is through open hearts and open minds I believe we may yet convince our leaders to work with us for the greater good. Okay, well there's a spot right next to us and right here. Stockpile of assorted supplies bears markings indicating they were provided by the Ilzabar contingent. The Enclave is clearly reliant upon the Alliance for aid. I think we got, 4 spots overall. You want to know what I think? I'm a soldier. I try not to think about politics at all. I'll say this much. Our leaders labor to preserve our culture, our way of life. What remains of it at any rate, we're going to do what's best for Garlemald. Alright, there's a barrel of ceruleum. Oh, interrupted. I recognize the large cask as the very same you and your comrades use to transport ceruleum from Lapis Manalis. Why they are in Senatus is unclear. This house, Senatus. I don't know. Pronunciation's weird. How do I feel about the contingent? Conflicted, to say the least. I'm tasked with the distribution of supplies. I know as well as any that we couldn't survive without outside aid. But it hasn't made it. Even though the Empire has collapsed, we have our pride. People don't want to be beholden to others forever. And there's no denying that it chafes to see our benefactors occupying the Imperial Palace. Speak with First Sean, who's of course in the back, somewhere back here. Finished touring the Enclave, have you? What were you able to learn? Much the same as me, then. They accept the contingent's help out of necessity and harbor a measure of resentment. They have only themselves to blame. If they don't like the bargain, they should reject it. How many times must I tell you? It's absolutely out of the question. What's going on? We were wondering the very same. We came running when we heard shouting. Is off the matter? Oh, no, I was just trying to explain. Mayhap you can clear this up. The contingent has made a reasonable request, but this man insists that it's impossible. It concerns the magic weapons which run rampant through Regio Urban Izima. Every time we deliver supplies here, we have to dispatch extra men to defend against potential attacks. To address the issue once and for all, we propose the elimination of all Machina lured near the supply route, but you heard him. They refuse to even consider it. The magistrates have already spoken on this matter. Rampant or no, these war Machina are Garlean assets. Furthermore, who's to say they are as dangerous as you attest? It has been suggested that this could be a pretense to scavenge Machina material for your own ends. I know not if that is the case, but the fact remains we cannot allow you to destroy them. More speculation by the magistrates, I presume. Ridiculous. But they have spoken. Unless we want to inflame tensions further, there's not we can do. How complicated relations become when not grounded in a clear and equitable arrangement. An equitable arrangement? Of course. Well, do I understand the difficulty of your position. As a soldier, you must do your duty and obey your superiors. I have an idea. I must first speak with Commander Lucia. May I take charge of this matter? By all means. Let's return to Camp Broken Glass, where we might discuss a solution I believe will satisfy all parties. Free warp? No, they're not that nice anymore. We've used up our free warp quota for the patch, I guess. Welcome back, all of you. I pray there have been positive developments in your efforts to appeal to the Garlean community. Mayhap not yet, but there is a method by which I believe all stand to gain. As Satrap, I intend to propose a trade agreement between Razet Han and the people of Garlemald. Please continue. The people of this nation have lived through its collapse and more, yet they have chosen to remain, for it is their home. That they have been able to survive thus far is thanks to the Ilzavar contingent, or rather, in less flattering terms, they are entirely at your mercy. Despite your noble intentions, this one-sided relationship has fueled the feelings of frustration and resentment. It is no surprise, then, that some Garleans are loath to engage with foreigners for fear of indebting themselves further or surrendering more of their already limited autonomy. That is why I wish to present them with an equitable arrangement. One that would restore to them a sense of agency after having been forced to rely upon charity. Easier said than done. What exactly did you have in mind? Long have Garlemald and Razahan abided by a treaty of non-interference. Freely have we traded with one another, and I wish but to continue this tradition. We would provide your people with such supplies as you require, in return for which you would grant us leave to use the Tower of Babil, as well as to share magic resources and expertise. As we become more reliant upon your technologies, we will of course require more ceruleum to fuel them. This you possess in abundance, and for it you will be duly compensated. Razat Han's culture will be enriched by your magitech wonders, and our ever-increasing demand for your wares will see Garlemald grow wealthy and prosperous. Only when both sides keep the interests of the other in mind can equitable relationship be forged. It's a principle I once thought I understood, but I've come to appreciate all the more in recent days, thanks to the sage counsel of a friend from beyond the rift. Your Excellency, thank you for your careful consideration of Garlemald's future. I cannot speak for every Garlean. I myself see no reason to object to your proposal. Indeed, if Razat Han were to take the initiative, other nations may follow suit and seek to normalize trade relations with us. If you see the sense of my proposal, then I ask you to join me in the negotiations at Tertium. Your support may be instrumental in winning over Lord Neos and Metius. By all means, go with them. I have matters here well in hand. I have learned all that I may regarding the tower's operation, so I too shall hie me to Tertium. Yeah, I told you, we used up our quota of free wars, because now they're just like, no, you don't get any. Making me have to send my guild. Rude. So rude. A crowd you may have brought, but numbers will not intimidate us. The Tower of Babil is ours by right, and nothing you do will convince us otherwise. Rest assured, it is not our intent to infringe upon the rights of the people of Garlemald. Let us instead discuss the future. As the satrap of Razat Han, I wish to establish a new trade agreement between our nations. The aid we presently receive will not last forever, my lord. Sooner or later, we must stand on our own 2 feet. But to do so, we must secure a means to replenish our coffers, and the proposed agreement presents a rare opportunity. It is true, we do not want for magic tech and ceruleum, and foreign currency will be needed to procure such things as we lack. It depends on the precise terms, but I can see the merits. What? I can't believe what I'm hearing! You serve the Emperor, we're a proud patriot. Yet now you entertain selling national resources like a common merchant? Like you, I weep for what we have lost, but if we are to rebuild Garlemald, we must make use of what precious few assets remain to us. Nonsense, utter nonsense. You are a traitor, Neos, and there will be a reckoning. Oh yes, when the people of Senatus learn of this, they will cry out for your blood. Lord Metius, wait, it isn't safe out there. Ah, wrong person. Oh no, it is right person. Bonds of trust. It's far too dangerous for a civilian to be outside alone. We must go after Lord Metius. Let's leave matters here in Maximus' care, while the rest of us join in the search. If Lord Metius is bound for Senatus, we may be able to catch up to him Regio Urbanissima. I pray he has not come to any harm. Alright, off we go. Way over there again. Ugh. That fate kind of was like, oh god, it's right there. No, it's fine. It's fine. You are under attack! I forgot to hit one button. Oh that button. Does it work? It works! Cool. I don't remember where my stun button was. Waiting. I am alive?
Praise the sisters, you are safe.
Don't think I'm indebted to you. I never asked for your help.
You love Garlemald dearly, Lord Metius. That much is plain. But you're not alone in that. We all mourn what has become of our homeland. Bristle at having to rely upon outsiders simply to survive the cold. Even now, I struggle with fear and uncertainty. Day after day, I ask myself, what is right? Where do we go from here? I've yet to find the answers. But I won't stop looking nonetheless, and I won't avert my gaze from our grim reality.
Is there hope for us?
Aye, so long as we live. Garlemald lies in ruins, but the bonds between us will never be broken. We are the chain that connects generations past and future. You and I, it's links. Help us, Lord Metius, for all we have been and for what we may yet become. Please.
To be lectured by the younger, it ill becomes a man of my station. I will rejoin the talks at Tertium. Might I trouble you to escort me? Ere we part, I apologize for my discourtesy. I owe you my life, and I thank you.
Ulysses, wait. I'd like a word. With you as well. I'm to stay close, after all.
Worry not, we shall see the magistrates safely back to Tertium.
What is it?
You bound that man with trust, didn't you? That's why he did not require coercion to return.
Shall we walk, perhaps? Chilly, standing around here. So that's how Zero came to join you. Still, I'm not sure I'm qualified to explain something like trust. I wouldn't describe myself as a sociable person. Before all this, any free time I had, I spent looking after my brother and sister. As for the magistrate, I only told him what's been on my mind of late. But I wouldn't have done so, I think, if it weren't for the twins' influence. Trust is infectious, in a manner of speaking. When someone believes in you, it makes you want to believe in them, in others, in yourself. Perhaps it's because the magistrate felt that earnestness that he gave us a chance. As I did, after I was caught trying to steal provisions from the enemy. Trust comes easy in such company.
Little wonder my world is devoid of it. No one trusts in you, and so you trust in no one. And round the wheel turns. During the Contra Memoria, we had already come to judge one another based on strength and usefulness. You either used or were used. Those who rejected this rule didn't survive. My mother wanted to save the world, to fulfill the hopes of Memoria's good and true. After she died, I carried on her mission alone.
Alone? Didn't you have anyone to help you?
Almost. 2 men tried just the once. A swordsman and a mage, whom I met when passing through a village. They had saved the people there from corrupted Memoriates. When they learned our enemies were the same, they seemed heartened. They claimed to be soldiers of a kingdom called Baron, and were traveling the realm in search for means to end the Contra Memoria. They invited me to join them. I refused. How could I not, having learned the lessons of my world? Those who would work with others always have their own motives. I would not place myself at their mercy. I would not be forced to submit. I expected some manner of outburst, some show of frustration at having failed to deceive me. But they simply watched me walk away. I didn't know what to make of it then, but now, perhaps they shared a bond of trust. Perhaps they were the last ones left who dared. Perhaps they hoped I was like them too. Perhaps it was just an offer, and nothing more. I continued fighting alone. But ultimately I was undone, overwhelmed by enemies that had banded together. I was cold, in pain, wishing desperately that someone would save me. And as I lay there in solitude, I felt it happen. The breaking of our world. Darkness washed over me, and I was swept into the rift. When I finally managed to return, it was to a world forever transformed. My home, now filled with abominations. I had a chance to learn about trust, and forsook it. I never had the power to save my home single-handed. I should have accepted their invitation. Had I joined them as I've joined you, I might not have had to face the end of the world alone. But it's all history now. No amount of reflection or regret will change our present reality.
Whatever may have happened in the past, you're still here, Zero. Alive. So long as you're alive, there will always be hope, no matter how bad things get. What you couldn't do yesterday, you might still do today. Think about it. It's plain that you've forged bonds with those around you. If you didn't feel that in some sense, would you have risked your life as you did for a meager ration of boots? I trust you too, for what it's worth.
Here it is again. The fire that burned in my breast when you came to my rescue. The urge to weep though there is no sorrow. If this is trust, then what must I do? How do I answer it?
However you like.
Give me your hand. It's not something you do constantly, mind. A friend is a friend regardless.
A friend. So that's what it means. Someone you trust.
Whoa, where am I? What? Thank you. I feel at last as though I found the answers I sought, and I owe it all to you and Euless. Right then, I expect the others have already arrived back at Tertium. We should join them. Grab some food. The free warps are back. Oh right, this is not voiced for some reason. Full glad am I to see everyone return, and none the worse for wear. Various representatives of the Garlean community are gathered here this very moment. I dare say this is a fine opportunity to announce the trade agreement. You have read the memorandum. I trust you find the terms acceptable. I do, and yes, I pray forgive my disgraceful conduct earlier. I'm ashamed not only of my behavior, but of placing the burden of negotiations solely on your shoulders in my absence. You should know that when we brought up the subject of the tower's reactivation... when we brought the subject of the tower's reactivation to people at the Tapper's Den, someone reacted quite strongly. Once we explained it would be to prevent another Void Set invasion, however, they were far more receptive. It's fair to say the recent episode is still fresh in their minds. I tagged along to deliver supplies to Rinimt. Have to say, didn't expect to see such a large crowd. Even the stuffy Imperials who normally keep to himself and natives are here. My friends and countrymen, lend me your ears. I am pleased to inform you all on this joyous occasion that we, the people of Garlemald, have entered into a trade agreement with Rods at Han. To inaugurate our accord, we intend to grant the individuals before you access to the Tower of Babil. In return, Rods at Han will provide us with supplies, which shall be equally distributed amongst the settlements of our own nation. Let me be clear on one point. This is not an act of charity, but trade. A bargain struck between equals, rooted in trust and respect. And marks a significant step towards rebuilding our nation and regaining true independence. Razat Han holds Garlean technology and ingenuity in the highest esteem. It is my hope that, through this agreement, our peoples will enjoy a mutually beneficial relationship for years to come. Now then, we bid you gather round to hear the particulars that you might convey them to those elsewhere. So burdened by hardship and trauma were the people of Garlemald that they were unable to imagine a brighter future. To be recognized as equals, as a nation with something of value to offer to others, that validation alone is enough to rekindle their hope. 'Tis by virtue of this partnership that we may access the Tower of Babil, a rather timely development given the Ether Tank's impending arrival. Once the tower stores have been replenished, we will need but await Ishtola's signal to channel the energy to the moon, yes? Then you can leave that and anything else on this end to me and Alpha now. No need to worry. Devote all your energies to the mission in the void. As ever, I am in your debt. You are good friends. Lunar Rendezvous.
Let us take a moment to review matters as they stand. Having procured sufficient stores of ether, we may now channel the requisite energy unto the moon via the Tower of Babil. Our work on the star is complete. However, we have yet to receive word from Ishtola as to the state of the lunar preparations.
A ritual to open the gate, and measures to forestall a void-sent invasion. Neither task is simple nor quickly completed. She would doubtless benefit from our assistance.
The very thing I was about to propose. Let us join her above and lend what aid we may. Ere we set forth, however, Y'shtola did bid me relay a message to thee. As thou art well aware, a key objective of our mission is the extraction of thy sister Ashdaya from the Void. Held captive for millennia and divested of an eye, she is like to be severely weakened. To make good her escape, she shall require aid. Aid that is best provided by a fellow Great Worm.
You would have me go in my true form. Very well. Like our sire, we Great Worms are capable of traversing the Great Expanse. The journey will take some time, but I shall take myself to the moon. To begin with, I shall return this vessel to Radzadhan, that I may have both my eyes. And until such time as we find Ashdaya, I would entrust her eye to your keeping. Will you do this for me?
We shall contact you via Link Pearl once all is in place on the moon. You need but follow Y'shtola's instructions.
Understood. We'll be ready.
Take care, Zero.
It will be the briefest of homecomings. I'll be back before you know it.
In mare elementorum, then. Go well.
I took the liberty of informing Y'shtola of our arrival. She and her entourage should be here momentarily.
Forgive me. I'd hoped to have everything in order sooner. My thanks for the extra hands.
Alphino and Alice stand ready at the Tower of Babil. Vritra is also en route.
Excellent. You've done well, all of you. For my part, I've managed to prepare the ritual with help from the Watcher. All that remains is to channel the ether from below. This should, I pray, open a gate leading to the moon of the 13th.
May I just say how excited we are to be a part of this grand undertaking. The development of the artificial Atomos was one thing, but this is an opportunity like no other. Y'shtola even managed to get a loan of elegant treatises on void sense summoning from the prized collection of the Sons of Saint Koinak. The Empire's application of etherochemistry in regulating void gates provided us with many a useful insight for our work, let me tell you.
I asked a favor of Grahatir when we were comparing notes on cross-rift travel. Given his credentials, I was confident he wouldn't be denied. The knowledge of our forebears has brought us far, as has our own. And with our knowledge and resources, we shall construct a void-sent containment seal on a heretofore unseen scale.
Containment seal? Then thou wouldst make use of...
Aye, a tried and tested means of holding dark entities at bay is readily available here. 'Twould be remiss of us not to employ it. We shall reforge the brands that Xenos and Fandaniel destroyed. That which held even Zodiac shall more than suffice for void scent of any persuasion.
The Watcher is already hard at work, tending to the most critical parts of the brand's restoration. There are, however, a number of concerning factors that remain. With your help, I'm sure we can resolve them.
Time is of the essence, so I suggest we continue this discussion as we make our way to the brands.
You know what? I was gonna go for this next cutscene, but heck, I need movement speed on the ground. You know what? I think we'll do it next time, because there's a lot of cutscenes coming up. So, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, consider liking, commenting, and/or subscribing. If you really enjoyed it, consider supporting the channel. All support greatly helps to keep being content like this and more. Find links for that in the description below, along with links to me on social media. So thank you again for watching, and until next time, this is rinimt signing out. Bye!